Alright, YouTube, got another video for you. Two in the same day here. Now, what I got here is my essential pneumatic 2 gallon or 2 horsepower, 8 gallon air compressor. I love this thing. I run the shit out of it, and only thing I got to deal with is broken exhaust reeds. But it's an easy fix compared to other compressors. Now, other compressors I've had, you got your reed valves built into the head gasket or layered in between the head gasket or what have you. But this one is just real simple. That's all it is. There's your reed valve. So it's easy to recreate. Um, I've experimented around with different metals. So far, the longest lasting I have found is this 26 gauge metal, zinc plated. There might be something else that's a little better. Any suggestions, I'm welcome to them. I've tried 24 gauge. It was too stiff. It wouldn't do what I needed it to do. Compressor wouldn't build compression. And of course I went thinner than that and it just didn't last as long. So this seems to be the happy middle. But that seems to be the only problem I've ever had out of these. Now I had I had the same compressor. It wasn't Central Pneumatic. It was long before that. That compressor lasted me, I want to say 8, 9 years, something like that. I kept the oil changed regular, and that thing lasted. Finally, what happened was the connecting rod came right off the crankshaft. Just the tolerances became too much, and it just the connecting rod would actually come off the motor. Nothing I could do there. I had to junker, but this one seems to be a reed valve failure, and this is Harbor Freight Central Pneumatic. So this is the fix I've come up with, and I'm sure I use my compressor a lot more. I probably abuse it a lot more than you guys do. So if you've had your reed valve snap on you, this fix will last you for a long time. I'd say this fix probably lasted me 2 to 3 months. But I use it to keep this huge tank inflated, which gives me a lot more storage. I can do a lot more things with. Plus, I paint with it. I got a spray painter, and this thing will sometimes run for 2 or 3 hours before it even cycles off. So, for all the abuse I throw this thing, all I gotta do is make it a little reed valve once in a while. I can't complain about that at all. So, just wanted to show you guys real quick. It's easy. You got 3 bolts on each side, and you just slide it forward. You got your cylinder head here. 4 bolts goes right on top. Of course, you take this pipe loose and take them 4 Allen head bolts out, and boom, there you go. And what I do is I just take me I take the intake valve. Reed valve is still original, so I just trace it out on my steel, snip her out, and of course file the fit. But it doesn't fit in here. But it fits in here. So you got your recess right there. And what I do is I just put a little smidge of grease on each side, enough to keep the valve in there, so that I could, put it back down, because you want to make sure it's got to be perfectly inside of here. Because if it's off by a hair, it's not going to work. So you want to keep it locked in here until you can bolt her back down on top of there. Now, on the last video I just made, the same day today, I asked people a question. I'm asking y'all a question now. I don't know what kind of metal this is. It's obviously a lot more springier than this galvanized. What seems to be, what I think is happening with this galvanized, is it's getting hard. It's getting heat treated in this head. And then and then it just snaps. You can see it snaps. It does about the same thing every time. It'll snap 3/4 of the way. So I'm thinking this stuff's getting too hot and it's making it brittle. So this is my question, YouTube. What kind of steel is this one made out of? Where can I buy a sheet of this kind of steel? It remains flexible no matter how many heat cycles it is. I mean, I know it's not galvanized, but you know, I got to deal with what I can buy at Home Depot. And that's what this is, galvanized sheet metal or zinc plated. And you know, I've tried other ones and they've failed sooner or didn't work at all. So um, you know, on one hand, I'm helping you guys, showing you the fix. Now, the way you'll know that this exhaust valve is broken is this check valve right here will be fluttering. You'll turn the compressor on and just be like up and down real fast. You can put your hand over there and feel puffs of air because this exhaust reed is snapped. It's not closing it off when the piston draws back down. So that's how you'll know. So that's how you fix the problem with the Campbell Housefield, or sorry, Central Pneumatic compressor, not building pressure. And also in the same respect, if anybody knows what kind of steel it's a real springy steel that's not affected by heat. I would like to know what kind of steel this is and where I can buy some so I can make my reed valves out of this and hopefully get longer than 3 months out of it. Thanks, YouTube.